Hi.
Hi, it's Tuesday, and we're coming live from my house in the basement. Someone's like, "Where's your studio?" I'm like, "In the basement." Don't be
If
crazy.
you walk into the basement and you turn the corner, you don't expect. This is a full studio in the basement. You know what I mean?
Radio, video. It might out because I feel like it's tilted this way. Do you want to see quickly before I carry on? And I'm perfect. So it's Tuesday, and life is lifing, and it's just going. It's like the weather's so hot. It's not allowing me to believe that the year is going on.
I know.
I feel stuck in summer. So it feels like, I don't know if anyone else has this, but like fall is a transition of change, and it's meant to be back to school. And like fall is meant to be the time where you like hunker down.
I also feel like I feel so different, like with my kids now. Like, I feel like the start of school felt so, like dramatic. And there was like
Before or today?
like when they were younger.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
It was like new teacher, anxiety for going to school, having to have like all their papers and their pencils and all the things that they needed. And then trying to figure out like our like,
I just think we're too old. We're tired.
I know, but we've
About
also
having the feelings. I don't care.
But also they've like, we set them on a path to take care of it more themselves. Like they do the things that they need. Like, we
still have, this is what's so, I don't know how all of you or some of you have like 6 or 7 kids at 6, 7. I don't know how you have multiple kids, because the first one just feels so exhausting. Like, they take up so much time. We just had a podcast with Dr. Robin Defoe, and she was like, basically like, one could take up 80% of the time. And I feel like the older ones right now take up so much time that it's like the younger ones are going to sneak up, and you're like, oh my God, I forgot that I still had to do so much for you. It's like you're living with the first one, and it's like you're done. It's like you're done. What you do with the first one should just be Control Alt Paste for the rest of them. Like, so it's just done. It's not that way.
But you know what I also kind of think is, like, to put the work in the first, maybe the second, that they are actually part of the learning for the young one. Right. So, but like a lot of the things that he's learning is from his siblings that I put the effort into. So it's like
osmosis.
Yeah, exactly.
So I got it. So you're going to do it.
And like they're like little tutors. So they're assistants
and that one's gone. Your older one that you did the tutoring for is going to be gone, so that younger one has no one to watch.
Then they have.
So it's just a little bit less intense because they won't have the firsthand experience.
Yes, but like you know our kids, they're always like parenting the little ones for us. Like, oh, she shouldn't be doing that. She shouldn't be allowed to do that. I couldn't do that when I was little. Like my kids parent TJ all the time, and I'm like, guys. Like,
you're not the parent.
You're not the parent, but they're kind of like my assistants. It's sort of like the Duggars, you know how like the older kids have to take care of the younger kids?
Bad example. Half of them are in jail right now.
But that's because
half of them, not half of them, but a lot of them.
They had too many. But
Andy was a pedophile.
Well, then there's that. Well, when you have that many kids, someone's going to be fucking weird.
The dad, the brother.
Yeah.
The lead brother.
Yeah.
And that's fact. Like, right?
Yes, fact.
Like, he's in jail.
Yeah.
This isn't like suspicion.
No, everybody knows. They talk about it.
Suspicion.
No.
I just wanted to make sure that I didn't say something, and then they're like, you can't say, everyone's like, accused. I guess he's accused and found guilty.
Yeah. So I think it's okay that we don't parent the little ones as much as we did the big ones, because I think the big ones are helping us do it.
Okay, you all weigh in on that one and let me know if you think that you can parent the little ones less, because I feel like
they tell me to put them to bed. I was asleep at 7 o'clock when I was your age.
What time was you to bed at?
Whenever,
Okay, so not funnily enough, sleep is like okay, you know how online, I don't know, everyone's algorithm's different, is like, right now, it's basically sleep in kids and how important sleep is in kids, and how like sleep is like the number one blah, blah, blah.
And we just did a podcast with some doctors who reiterated that.
Oh, did they? No, they said exercise was number one.
That our bodies, like I tell my kids that if you don't sleep, you don't grow.
That's very true.
So, and you have to and then your brain goes through all the things that it went through. But also what I didn't know is that your body detoxifies while you're sleeping. And if you don't sleep, it can't detoxify. The pollution in the air and the things that you put in your body happens when you're sleeping. So the toxins. So if you don't get sleep, the toxins can't detoxify and then you get disease.
Whoa. So sleep, well, I mean, us moms are kind of screwed. We have a lot of years. That's why we're so tired to make up from sleep, the years back when. And now we have to make up for
It's
50.
so important, but you don't give us a night nurse.
You didn't hire one.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean?
But
so sleep is going to be the next genre.
Oh, well, that was my obsession with children. Like, obsessed with 12-hour sleep, 7 to 7.
There was this thing that I saw online. It's like stop with your stupid extracurriculars and running your kids into the ground and bringing them home at 11 o'clock. My kid walked in at 11 o'clock last night.
Same.
And get them into bed. That's way more important than an extracurricular. And I was like, I understand, because I do sometimes feel the pace is intense, and I don't know how you grow when the pace is so intense, and I don't know how you regulate. I think even more when you sleep, it's like a reset, and you get to wake up fresh. And if you don't, you wake up kind of cranky and hungover from the day before. Sleep is like a mindset. It's like when you go to sleep and you wake up and you had a great sleep, you feel good. That's just my philosophy. And it can really set the tone for your day of how you feel refreshed, or you feel tired or groggy or whatever. But we don't have a lot of control, because then they say that you need exercise and they need extracurriculars, but we don't control when the extracurriculars are. So basically, you can't just do nothing but go to sleep, because then you're going to have kids that aren't healthy because they're not doing anything but sleeping. It's confusing. As a parent, what do you do? It's like, what's the happy medium? They do this, but don't do this, but do this, but do this, but don't do that, because if you do that, then it's going to lead to this. You're like, gotta get some help here.
I mean, I guess you just gotta, yesterday, one came home, we fed it. It did homework, went to hockey, came home close to 11 and had to do homework again.
Which one is that?
We have some new goals from someone new in the family.
Is this an unexpected one?
It is. I feel like I knew it would happen. I just didn't. So one of my kids, it's so funny. Marks did not matter to me growing up. And I think the same with you. It did matter.
To my family?
To your, to you. Did you care?
No, but you care. You pretend not to, but you actually do care.
That's not what I'm saying. When I grew up, I didn't care about marks.
My parents cared. I didn't care.
Oh.
I couldn't actually get them.
Yeah.
So I cared. Actually, absolutely I cared. It was that I never got good marks. So I began to be like, there's no point in this. I work hard and I still get 50.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to get 50, why the fuck am I even going to study? Because I didn't know how I learned, and I just couldn't learn properly. It would be like one of your kids who just got chronic 50s and studied. Imagine one of your kids just, and then they get 50s. You're like this. What's the point of this?
Yeah.
And then if you find you unlock, because that's in this 2025 version of parenting, you unlock your unique way of learning for your children, then you can help them learn. But for me, it was just that's just fucking sit down and study. And if you're not studying, but I did.
So my experience was different. I didn't study and I didn't get good marks. If I had studied, I think who knows? We'll never know. I guess we'll never know.
I tried.
So the thing is that I was saying to my husband once, I was like, it was when his brother was young and he was doing really well with his marks. And I was like, how does he know how to do that? I don't see your parents putting the pressure on him. How does he have that self motivation? Like some of my siblings had it too. And I'm like, because I never had that. It was never I would never be, even if I got a 90.
By the way, I gave up in grade 9.
Yeah.
I tried till grade 9, and then I'm like, really, there's no point in it. I think those are some kids though too, that are just they do really try and it doesn't work out for them.
Yeah.
They're not studying properly. They're not learning properly. There's so many things that go into the way a test is unrolled to you. And if you are just new sitting down to write a test and you fail, it's not we shouldn't be surprised that kids don't do well in exams, tests, and some assignments, because you don't really know what the teacher might want. Some teachers explain really clearly, but some don't.
No. And probably the reason I never studied was because I couldn't sit down and study. If I could be outside and play, I'm not sitting down studying.
If there's a boy down the street, I'm not studying.
No, I sit down for a couple minutes, I look at it, I'm like, boring, carry on. But that inner drive, and I asked him, and he's like, well, I think that if you're in a situation, because I remember kind of thinking people who did really well were kind of nerds. Like that's what, like maybe I just had justified that for myself because I couldn't be them. So like studying and like all that. And now what I was going to say is one of my kids was not applying himself at all. And it's like he gets bullied in the family.
Peer pressure.
So the kids are all like, yesterday, they're like, oh, who's the only one who got like a 30, or like, who's the one that got 40%? And they're literally like bullying him, you know?
Oh my God.
The pressure is probably good because he knows he's capable, but he just doesn't do it. So he did a project and I saw he had a goal for this year. And I was like, oh, okay. And I honestly think his siblings shamed him.
That's great. That's why you have siblings.
They're parenting him for me.
Who knows what therapy will show up later? But you know what? For right now, it's great.
Yeah, I mean, therapy, whatever. Like we all live.
It's a joke.
You know what I mean? We all live in families that have like all the different dynamics, and everyone can find a problem with the way how they were.
I mean, there usually is one problem in the family.
Yeah. Well, there's lots of problems.
No, there's usually one person that has more problems than most.
Oh, but sometimes it doesn't come out till they're an adult, though.
I know. But usually I was talking about that with someone recently. It's like, so funny how family there's kind of just one. It's just a little bit more of a problem. Even as an adult, just a little bit more of an ish. Just keeps the ish on, keeps on ticking.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's like just like probably just human nature. There's going to be people who have ish. Yeah. And if you have more than one kid, your chances are higher of having an ish. I'll never forget when that one mom said to me, she's like, I want to have a third, but I've got it too good with these two. I don't want to roll the dice.
Yeah.
They're happy. They're healthy. If I have another one, I don't know what I'm going to get. So I'm just going to stop.
I'm just going to pull the plug right there.
And that's literally why. Like, I never thought about that when I was having babies. Like, I didn't have that. I mean, I had met her and she said that to me already, but I couldn't feel it. Like, that the more you have, the more your chances of having a big problem could be.
Yeah, but your chances could be with the first one too.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like there really is no,
and
you don't even know until they're older.
Exactly,
you don't even know.
Like if you have a 6 and 8 year old and everything's like fine, buckle up, buttercup.
And some don't. I mean, it's just God. It was when she said that I was like, oh, you're so right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like who's going to be the problem?
Yeah. Because life just needs to give you challenges. You know, the people upstairs that are programming all of this, they're not just going to you're not just going to win the lottery with everything.
I guess not. It made me pause and think and be like, is there a way to dodge a bullet with raising? Can you think in your head of a family that, well, we would never know because not everyone tells the truth of like,
exactly. That's a good point.
I was like, how many people?
I have people who present that there's no problem.
I know, but like, I wonder how many people have problems in their families of a group of siblings.
Mm-hmm.
The percentage of people that have a problem with one. Like if there's,
what do they call them? Black sheep.
Yeah, I don't even know why, but the odd sheep or the odd duck in the family. Does every family of siblings in every cohort have an odd duck that just needs a little, like, you know, just it has problems or continues problems or it gets a problem or I don't know if you have a group of people that just all, I don't know if it's birth order. I don't know if it's parenting.
I think it's possible.
I just wonder the average. It's my thing now.
Like how bad does it have to be that like the one?
I mean, it stresses out your parent as a grand, like let's just say like it would stress they still stress your parents out at our age. I'm just like, when you think it should be like clear sailing, then it's they're the ones that have to be parented, that you have to parent forever. And I don't mean people with, you know, like born challenges. I mean the people who you just are kind of like you again.
It's all
you again.
Like in TV shows, whenever they have families with multiple children, there's always the one.
The one. It's got to be a thing.
And then it's like the girl who always goes for the wrong, keeps marrying or in a relationship with the wrong guy.
I know.
Like, why does she keep doing this every time?
I know. Yeah, I do. It's just odd what that is. I would love. Maybe I should read up on it.
I feel like it's just statistics. It's just if you have a group of people, there's gonna be one.
But it's got to be the dynamic in the family.
Yeah.
It's got to be something. Like if you were to look at human behavior, it's got to be the way they like for example, they never felt like they fit into their family.
Mm-hmm.
Like they always felt like they always felt like they
Mm-hmm.
were the ones who were the victim, or they were the ones who were bullied for their whole bullied, whatever that means.
Mm-hmm. Mine's being bullied.
Yeah, but for life. Let's just say they was like, I'm not like any of you.
Yeah.
I am different.
Yeah.
And they feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're kind of just always like,
Mm-hmm.
Then there's the one that are estranged, and they're saying right now that there is more than ever
Siblings are estranged.
grown-ups are estranging themselves from their parents. I wish I had my producer here. And
I heard
they're
that.
like, is it therapy? And is the problem is that we're over talking again, complicated relationships because we're looking for problems that are just like every family has ish. Yeah. And if you live with people, you're not going to always agree with how they do things, but separating from them
is like that person, but like, and it's their right to not, like, I feel bad every time I'm around my family. And so I've realized that I don't need to be around them anymore. But the sad thing, I know it can be toxic being around a family that makes you feel bad, but it's like, from a parent's perspective, like, we are just doing the best that we can. Like, we're not trying to put you guys against each other. We're not trying to give you a bad experience. Parenting is hard.
I know.
We have our own things going on, and then to like be estranged like that. I know there's bad parents out there, but I feel
there's bad therapists too, to be honest with you.
True.
Like, good therapists don't like. A therapist is just a person.
Mm-hmm.
It's not someone who is like a mind reader or someone who's a genius.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some amazing ones that really understand how to validate and work through, but like, I'm not going to say every therapist is great and gives great like intel. And it really is just someone who pulls out what you want to hear and what you want to think.
Mm-hmm.
So you can recreate narratives that you want to hear over and over and over again.
If you keep talking about it, they're gonna let you keep talking about it.
Feel that way.
Yeah,
you're gonna be like, oh, that's real. That is my story growing up, and so now I am so mad at you for that story.
I just said that to someone in my house. I was like, they're kind of like talking about something a lot. And I was like,
negative?
Yes.
Okay.
And I was like, if you keep talking about that thing, you're going to make that thing bigger than it is. There's so many more things around it that are positive. So why don't you, like, I know this sounds really basic, like what I'm saying. I still focus on the things that are positive, not the negative things. But the more energy you put into this thing, the more it's going to grow for you.
Totally.
And it's going to take up more space. So if you don't like it, don't let it take up that space.
Do you know what that is? The algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you look at online.
Oh my gosh, exactly.
Because we're releasing a like chat an AI guide for in the Common Parent, and it is so much predictive of what you want. So your chatbot's different than my chatbot, and it begins to predict and validate what you think, what it thinks you want to hear. So it begins to just like basically groom you for the things, the train of thought you want to think about.
And if you give it like a really like simple example, if a girl wants to lose weight and she
Googles it, just Googles it. Let's just say Googles it.
Now she's having people teach her how to stop eating.
So the algorithm then picks that up from one platform and then takes it as like as a cue, and then begins to feed it that algorithm, so that, because they're like, that's what you're interested in. If you stay on something for longer than like 10 seconds, it thinks you're interested in it. But that is really the mind, because if you spend time on it, that's what you're going to feed it. It's like over and over and over again. But if you can think about the other thing, then that's what's going to be served to you. And we used an example in the guide where it's like, let's just say you're pregnant and it's your first time being pregnant. All you're going to see everywhere is pregnant people. Like whatever you're thinking about, you're going to see in the real world. Let's just say you're like looking at a yellow car. You're gonna be like, oh my God, I've never seen so many yellow cars in my life. It's because it's what your mind is focused on. And it's the exact same thing as the people who want to speak negatively. They will create negative.
It's literally like the laws of attraction. So you attract what you think about. You attract what you want. And
Has it never more apparent than online?
Yeah. And it's not magic. You know what I mean? It's like, like online, people remember when people used to be like, I feel like they're listening to me. Remember people used to say that?
Yeah.
And like, oh, and people are still like, oh, there's proof that they're listening to me. It's like, yeah, guys, we got it. Like, this is real.
And AI is just taking it and going and putting it in, but your mind is kind of AI. And whatever and I watched, I was watching one of the late night shows. I told you this, and you were like, "Oh my God, I love this." Where she was like, "I think we actually are living AI. Like we are, because we are using AI like ourselves. We kind of are the vessels for AI right now because we and our kids more so than ever, because every essay, every conversation, they can have predictive sentences, essays that spit out what the teacher wants to hear. So no longer is an original thought. It's
we are the soldiers, like spreading whatever the algorithm wants to spread to the world of that kid that age doing that thing.
Yeah. It's so, when we work with the team on like the AI, I know this is more of a Monday podcast, but like it is a Tuesday because it really is about like your mindset, your conversations, the way you parent, the way you speak to people, the way you speak to yourself, because it does reinforce how they think and feel about themselves and how they'll move through their life, because like, this is how I'm seen. Everyone says this is how I'm seen. So I'm going to be that way. And I'm like, oh boy. And there's something about being that way for people, because if they don't have an identity, they were just given one.
And what's brave and cool is when the identity that they're given, they end up changing it.
Yeah.
And saying, I'm actually not that.
Yeah.
And not afraid, because it's kind of easy to stay in that.
Oh my God. Especially when everyone talks about you like that. It's like, it is you have to question yourself and be like, wait, am I that? And again, that is what we live online and in real life. And now as a parent, it's even more, it's harder to combat because we're dealing with reinforcement of what they're looking for. Yeah. So if they are looking for something, we're combating online so hardcore to be like, that's not your narrative. My daughter had a friend over. I was dying laughing. And she was saying how she walks like for her mental health, not for her mental health. She walks for her stress. And then she goes on to say, my favorite, it's anxiety, but my mom doesn't like that word. So we don't use that word. We just say stressed. I get stressed, so I walk. And I'm like, that is a reframing of what you feel, which, yes, the feeling could be anxious, nervous, excited, all the same feeling, but your mom's decided to let you know you're distressed. We all get stressed. Stress is such a more manageable word because you understand that stress is outside and anxiety's inside.
And you feel like you can be stressed, but then not stressed.
Yes.
But people feel they have anxiety like a disease.
Yes. Anxiety is something you get.
Yeah.
Stress is something that happens. And then you're like,
we used to just feel anxious. Now we have anxiety.
Which was stress.
Yes.
Different stressors give you feelings of.
Sometimes I do I know that we need to evolve for our children. We need to evolve because we've learned so much about people and humans. But I do appreciate that mom going back to the basics. Like she's
my God.
Yeah, when we grew up, it was called this. And she's still telling her they're still talking about how to deal with it. But I'm not labeling it these new names that is going to make you feel like you have all these problems that you can't get rid of.
Yeah.
No, it's just back to basics.
You're stressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you just stress out more. Get it under control. I know, I'm joking. Don't worry. Everyone's to be like, that's not how it works. I know that's not how it works. But for some, that's just how it works. And if we create the narrative that that's what it is, it's more manageable than thinking you have something.
All right.
It's my 2 cents.
We're going to keep talking about this.
Next podcast.
Yeah.